Before you try to use the computer, you must know something about the keyboard. You'll notice that the keyboard is arranged like a typewriter, with the letters along these rows and the numbers on the top row. Depending on which model Apple computer you are using, the location of symbols on the keyboard may vary. The top row consists of numbers and special symbols. Here's the number 1. You'll have to break the habit of typing a letter L for the number 1, as you may do on a typewriter. On a computer, numbers and letters are completely different things, even though they may look similar to us. Each time you want to type a number 1, use this key on the top row of the keyboard. Near the end of the keyboard is the number 0. On some models, it may have a slash through it to distinguish it from an O. Remember, a 0 is not the same as an O, and every time you wish to type the number 0, use this key. Next, you'll find the asterisk key. The asterisk is used for multiplication. On the top row, you will find the minus key, used for subtraction, and the equal sign. Next, the reset key. It will stop execution of a program. When you press reset, the Apple will beep, and you'll see a prompt appear on the screen. Don't carelessly press reset, for it causes information in memory to be lost. Another important key is the escape key. One use of the escape key is to clear the screen. Next is the return key. It is used to enter information into the computer. On the third row is the control key. The control key is similar to a shift key in that it is pressed in combination with another key. By pressing Control and C, you can stop execution of a program. A line number will be displayed to indicate where the program was stopped. To resume a program, type CONT, shorthand for continue. Another key you may use is the back arrow. It works like the backspace key on a typewriter. It moves the cursor backwards and erases those characters from the Apple's memory. Next is the right arrow key. The right arrow key moves the cursor to the right and copies each letter it passes over into the Apple's memory, just as if you retype the letter. At the beginning and end of the fourth row are the shift keys, which are used just like they are on a typewriter. Next is the caret, a symbol which is used for exponentiation. You'll use this key to type in 3 squared, or 3 raised to the second power. At the end of row 4 is the division symbol, or slash. On the bottom row of the keyboard is the power light, which glows when the computer is on, and the space bar, which operates just like the space bar on a typewriter. It types a blank space. These are the special keys you'll need to know to start working on your computer. Let's take a look at how to power up your computer and how to use a program on a diskette. But first, some safety reminders. Place the computer on a sturdy table. As with any electrical equipment, do not work in damp or wet areas. Next, plug the power cord into the rear of the Apple, next to the power switch. Connect the power cord into a 3-pronged grounded outlet. Turn on the monitor. Then turn on the Apple with the power switch on the back of the computer. The power light located on the bottom of the keyboard will come on. You should see the logo on the screen. If you don't, you may need to adjust the monitor brightness control. When you turned on your Apple, you heard the disk whirring and the red light labeled "In Use" came on. This means that your disk drives are operating correctly. Press the Control key and the Reset key, and the disk drives will quit whirring, and the prompt and the flashing cursor will appear on the screen. We are now ready to insert a diskette. First, let's talk about how to care for the diskettes which store the computer programs. This diskette is very sensitive to damage. It must be kept free of fingerprints, dust, scratches, and smoke. That's why it's very important to store the disk in its protective jacket. You must also keep the disk away from magnets, since there are magnetic fields around the computer. Don't lay the disk on the computer when you're not using it. Keep the disk away from dampness and sunlight. And if you write on the diskette label, use a felt tip pen only. If the diskette is damaged, you'll be unable to use the programs stored on the disk, so treat them with great care. There are many different languages that can be used to program a computer. We're going to use a language called BASIC. BASIC is a very easy language to learn and use. Before you can run a 4-H program, use the computer as a calculator, or develop your own program, you need to start or load BASIC. Insert a diskette containing BASIC into the disk drive. A good way to remember which way the disk goes into the drive is this rule of thumb. Hold a diskette with your right thumb over the label, then insert disk in this position. Type in PR number 6 and press return. This is the way you restart the system. You'll hear the disk drive start whirring and see information from the diskette appear on the screen. You see the ready prompt. You can run programs, use the computer as a calculator, or write and save your own programs. One of the things that a computer does best is perform calculations quickly and accurately. In fact, a computer is merely an overgrown calculator. Using the computer as a calculator is one of the easiest ways to become friends with your computer. 6 symbols are used in math calculations: parentheses, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. When you type an equation into your computer, the computer breaks it into several small parts and solves each part according to rules called the order of operation or hierarchy. Here are the rules. First, calculate everything inside parentheses. Second, perform exponentiation or raise a number to some power. Third, perform multiplication and division. Fourth, perform addition and subtraction. And fifth, solve from left to right when there are 2 symbols of the same type. Let's try a problem. Type in print 10 plus 20 divided by 5. The computer solves it using the rules of hierarchy, so the division is done before the addition. That's probably different than what you would have done. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Now we can do the addition. 10 plus 4 equals 14. Press return, and the computer displays the answer, 14. Let's do some more examples. Type in print 3, caret 2, and press return. Again, the print tells the computer to display the answer, and the problem is to find 3 squared. The computer gives us the result instantly and displays a 9. Did you notice that after the answer there are 2 special symbols on the screen? One is called the ready prompt, and it means that the computer is ready for your next instruction. The flashing symbol is called the cursor, and it indicates where you will be typing the next character. Now, let's get fancy and type in print, quotation marks. The answer is space, quotation marks, semicolon, 9 minus 2, and press return. The quotations tell the computer to remember those words in between the quotes. The computer displays the answer is 7. Now you're ready to tackle some other problems on your own. After you have completed all the power-up steps to load BASIC, you're ready to run a program. Let's assume you powered up the computer, loaded BASIC, and have one of the disks with the 4-H programs inserted. Let's run one of the 4-H programs. You should see the ready prompt on the screen. Type run, program name, and press return. You'll see the introductory information about the 4-H programs on the screen. At various points in the program, you'll be asked to press return to continue on with the program. If you are in the middle of a program and wish to go to a different program, press return 2 or 3 times, and you will be able to exit the current program. If an error message occurs or you cannot make the computer respond to any keys properly, your emergency procedure is to type PR number 6 and press return. The computer will automatically recycle, and you may start the loading procedure again. Now that you've learned your way around the keyboard and you've learned how to power up your computer, we're ready to write our own program. Let's start with something simple. Let's write a program to print a message on the screen. You should already be familiar with the print command from your exercises using the computer as a calculator. To be ready to write a program, you need to have powered up the computer and completed all the steps to load BASIC. If you have been running other programs, you need to prepare the computer for a new program. To stop the execution of the program, press Control-C. To clear the screen, press Escape and the @ symbol. Press Return, type New, and press Return. The New tells the computer to forget the old program, if there was one, and to receive a new program. Now we're ready to start typing in our program. The first thing we need to type is a line number. Every basic program line must begin with a line number. Line numbers show the order in which the computer will perform the various operations. It's convenient to have line numbers in increments of 10. The first line in most programs is a line that says to the computer, clear the screen. We need to type 10, home, and press return. Next, we want to type in a line to have the computer print the message, computers are fun. Type in 20, print, quotation marks, computers are fun, quotation marks, and press return. The quotes tell the computer to remember the words inside the quotes exactly as we type them. The print tells the computer to display on the video screen the words inside the quotes. Since this is the only thing we want our program to do, the next line should end the program. So type 30, end, and press return. Now let's take a look at the program. To do that, clear the screen, type escape and the @ symbol, then type list and press return, and you'll see the program on the screen. Now let's see how the program works. Clear the screen, press escape and the @ symbol and press return. Then type run and press return. You should see our message printed on the screen, just as we typed it in our program. You'll also notice the ready prompt displayed. That means the computer is ready for the next instruction. Now we need to save our program so we can use it another time. Type save and whatever program name you wish for this program, anything up to 8 letters long. I'll call this program first. So we'll type save, space, first, and press return. You'll see the ready prompt on the screen. If we had turned off the computer without saving our program first, the computer would forget our program and we would have to start over. Be sure to save your programs on your own disk and not on a 4H disk. You can run into some problems attempting to save on a 4H disk. Once you've completed your programming session, remove the diskette and place it inside its protective jacket. Turn off the computer with the power switch. Once the computer has been turned off, it forgets everything in its memory, so you'll need to start the power-up procedure again. Now that you've completed your first programming example, you're ready to tackle the programs in the 4H project books.